Big brain. Look at the brains on Patrick.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a lot of stuff.
It's Patrick episode this week.
Don't put that kind of pressure on me.
Yeah, it's not a Patrick episode.
We were in a rave earlier this weekend.
Yeah.
And like, you know how there's like that song, there's like those songs with the techno beat, and then like a guy will come in at the end and be like, you know, like it's time for the percolator. You know that deep guy voice.
Time for the percolator. I know
things
that
like that. Or any like a lot of songs like that. Patrick's like, he's like yelling at me. He's like, this guy sounds cool. Can we meet him? Is he like up there? Where is he? We're like out of our minds.
Percolator.
La La Land.
So he wasn't there.
No, he wasn't. I don't think that guy. I don't think they get the guy to come every rave to go say the lines.
Unless it's a drum and bass event.
Oh, really? They have it?
Then there's a live guy there.
Oh, that'd be annoying.
And he goes, wicked.
Welcome to the Portugal Corner, the podcast where we talk about all things Portuguese soccer, the good, the bad, and the funny. Is episode 179. I am Evan.
Patrick.
Justin.
Chris.
What's happening?
What's up?
Not much. You felt the need to put on some sunglasses, which I think is great. It's spicing everything up. I wasn't expecting you to have
Sun
sunglasses,
sitting
and
over
now you
here.
do.
This is a persona he's trying to embody, right?
Yes.
Easier
Yeah.
to do it when you don't have to be yourself.
Yeah, it's like Paul Houston when he puts on those like Prada sunglasses or whatever. Now he's like, now I'm Bono. Now I can be,
What was his name?
annoying or whatever he does.
What's his name? Macfisto?
Paul Houston?
Yeah,
That's his name?
Houston or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about Edge? What's his name?
No one will ever know. Edge has his own thing.
What about Larry Mullen Jr.? What's his real name?
Edge's first name is The Edge.
The Edge, yeah.
That's his whole thing.
He's edging.
Yeah. Oh, that bass line slaps, man. I like that. Did you write that?
Which bass
Which
are you
one
talking
time?
about?
On the intro.
Yes, I wrote it.
This is your first time hearing it?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
Might just be the edible kicking in.
yeah. Nice.
Damn.
Now that
Doing an edible episode.
Now that we're doing this podcast at Evan's own home, he can get the most fucked up. Before he could get the least fucked up because he was driving me and Patrick. So this is just like logistic stuff that we need you guys to know about. So now
Tables are turning.
Evan, who always hosts and puts together the PowerPoint presentation that we usually kind of like do the podcast off of, like setting topics. And now he's just getting ripped every episode.
That's why we'll never do it without him. He's the host.
Yeah, but you get to get the most ripped, and I'm speaking because I used to be that guy. I used to do it from my place.
Yeah.
But then you gotta do all the dishes. You gotta clean up. You get to get fucked up, but then you gotta clean up as well.
Well, he has a dishwasher.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Indeed.
Everyone's going to start slurring his words later.
Yeah.
What's happening? Yeah, what's up with you guys? How's the weekends?
Good. We went to a rave. Made a crazy joke.
He made lots of crazy jokes, but yeah, we had a good time this weekend as well. There wasn't that much football to watch, so I think we just kind of locked in on a couple games.
It was Portuguese league, and that was it.
That's great.
The Italians were playing, but like, I don't need to watch them.
Oh, yeah. AC Milan played Napoli. They went down like 2-0 in the first half. I'm not watching this.
Yeah. Post-international break. How are y'all feeling? You still hate Martinez, or is that simmered away?
It simmered a bit.
Well, that's a good thing about the international break. That's why it's like a good break. You don't have to think about that until June or whatever, and then you get mad every time he makes that starting lineup with Ronaldo starting. You're like, oh my god, this freaking guy.
Yeah, don't keep that hate in your heart throughout the weeks when Portugal isn't playing.
Yeah, fair enough. I think he was at the Porto game. I think I saw him at the Porto game.
Oh.
Not me personally. I saw him on TV at the Porto game.
Right. You were there and you
Thank
shook hands.
God for clearing that up.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you flew in today?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you end on a high note, and then you're like, okay, we all forget that first match. Some nice words on the Sell a Sound Pod from Danny Pinto. I think he was chatting with a friend, Zorian Alchemy, on Twitter.
Oh hell yeah!
And Zorian
Thank
Alchemy
you.
gave us a nice shout there, so thank you to him. And
Thanks
then,
for the love.
Thank
some
you.
lovely words there. You know what? We're all just trying to like create this the space for Portuguese soccer content in the English-speaking world.
Shout out to Danny Pinto. He does a great job too. Patrick was a first listener, I think.
Well, actually, we have to thank Neil Fernandez. He told me that they shouted us out.
Oh.
And so then shout out Neil Fernandez.
Yes, yes.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it was nice to hear.
You had a soccer event on the weekend
I did.
with your team.
York United, we did our jersey release party.
That looked like a party.
Dude, there were so many people that came out. It was nuts.
There was like a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple singers, a bunch of shit happening.
You guys were
Fun.
doing shots off people's stomachs.
It was
No,
crazy.
yeah,
Body
I know.
shots?
Yeah, body shots.
Green body shots.
Yeah. Had some great beers given to us by Supporters Lager, local beer out of Rorschach Brewing. Mm-hmm. Shout out to those guys. You can get it at the Dog and Bear. So if you go to Dog and Bear, drink it there.
Yeah.
It's popping up all over the city, actually. But yeah, we're going to have them at matches coming up. But yeah, thanks to everyone who came out. If you came out, it's a great event. A lot of fun.
I think all your hard work is paying off. You're seeing some traction. You're seeing the seeds blossom from all the planting you've been doing.
Yeah.
And Evan's worlds are colliding.
I literally had open bar. People could just come and drink.
Oh, brother,
Why
why didn't you
weren't we
say
there?
open bar
Fun time.
earlier? There was
Yeah.
an open bar later that night, too. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then we went to a wedding after.
yeah.
How was
Also
that?
wild.
Portuguese.
Portuguese, Italian.
And Italian.
Those
yeah.
mix.
The classic combo.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have to go into it. What they choose for the after? Did they choose seafood buffet or did they choose porchetta?
You know what, Justin? This is what made me the
want
most mad about the entire wedding. They chose neither.
There was nothing.
They chose pizza and poutine.
Ooh.
Canadian.
Caker.
Yeah.
Caker finish. I didn't
Stop
like it.
caker.
Yeah.
I was too full to eat. I wanted to get into that poutine, but
The
couldn't do it.
pasta. Oh, sorry. The pizza was nice and light and fluffy.
That's why seafood's perfect because it's not heavy. It's just like a little snack.
Dude,
Tasty too.
Yeah.
I could be so full, and if you put a whole plate of seafood in front of me, I'll eat the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's easy.
That's why it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Patrick said. Wow. They didn't have enough, you know what? They didn't have enough outside input from the families yelling at them. That's usually what gets that
Yeah.
part done, but they kind of went their own direction,
I know.
and God bless them.
And you know what? I saw what they did to put this thing together. All these candles, fresh flowers. I'm like, take some of that back and get the seafood
Come
going.
on, we don't need all these
What
flowers.
the hell's all this, man?
Flowers ain't gonna make people happy.
Use some
Seafood buffet.
electronic candles for all I care, but get the seafood out.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like the difference in the grandma shout outs too. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny. It was like, oh, to the avô. And she just like very quiet.
She's so scared she didn't want any attention on her.
Stand up.
Yeah.
And then thank you to Nona. Nona stood up, sparkling dress,
Yeah.
waving to the crowd. Hilarious.
Well, that's where the paparazzi came from Italy, you know, so she's familiar with the being in the
That is an
spotlight.
Italian
Paparazzi.
word.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. But yeah, fun wedding. Good times.
yeah. Let's jump into the soccer.
Jump in. But before we get into the league, JJ to Brazil. Is this happening?
I think that'd be
Jesus.
amazing.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
That'd be great.
I like him on a national team. I was open to him taking over Portugal, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good move, but he's going to Brazil, and then only once he succeeds very well at Brazil, then Portugal's be like, okay, now we need him.
Yeah.
You know, that's how that usually goes. But you know, for Brazil, yeah, he's led 11 Brazilians to a championship before, except in the league.
But yeah, JJ, I don't know. He's an interesting guy. Is his business finished in Saudi? I guess it is now. I don't think he gives a shit.
He's going to win the league again.
Yeah.
He needs to get out of there.
I don't think he wants another contract there. Like, it's,
Is his contract done?
I think it's going to end at some point, right? That's when he signs on to Brazil. He's not gonna. Brazil's not gonna buy him out of that Saudi Arabia contract. I don't
not
think.
happening. He could walk away. He could say, you know what? I'm up to bigger and better things.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't resign with. No, he's not going to resign with all that money left on the table. He's going to finish his contract and then he's going to go to Brazil. You always got to be looking at. You know how it is. You always got to be looking at the next move.
That's
So
true.
that's why that's happening. And I think he sounds like how much he likes like Saudi Arabia. It sounds like a guy who's like a prisoner. It's like blink twice if you're like, you know what I mean? If you're in trouble,
if
yeah.
you're in real danger.
Here, wear this dress.
The way he
Hold
always,
this sword.
the way he always says that stuff, but you know, talks about the regras and everything like that. Yeah, it'd be fun to see.
And he refuses to speak any other language other than Portuguese.
Yeah.
So that works.
Not like Fernando Santos. He'll go anywhere. He's in Poland right now. I think he hasn't won a
he's
game.
in Azerbaijan. I think.
What do they even speak there?
I don't know, but
Azerbaijani.
he's lost like 5 games in a row. Like it's going real bad over there.
Yeah.
Azerbaijan is like, that's normal.
And I think didn't Paulo Bento just get fired from Qatar, right, or something like that?
Did he?
From wherever he was, I heard he got
wherever
fired.
He was there.
I don't know
yeah.
where he was. Somewhere weird too.
He's got to go back to Korea. Those were his best days.
Yeah.
I think the Korean national team is saying, "Bring him back. We're in trouble."
Yeah, they are.
Really, they have all these great players.
Yeah, but they're shit in the bed now. Getting some ties recently.
Are they not going to qualify for the World Cup?
They're still in first, but it's getting a little scary. Teams are catching up.
They always qualify.
I would hope so. In that pool of teams.
We have a great best friend from South Korea, so we follow them a little closer than other national teams.
Anyang.
Yes. I believe it was UAE.
Oh, okay. They had no chance anyways.
He was trying to get them going.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get into the Portuguese league. Let's do it. What's poppin'? Sporting. Gyokeres hits twice from the spot to help Sporting take down a wounded Estrela Amadorra 3-0. Quenda would also score 2 red cards for the amateur all-stars, and the game ends 3-0. Some pretty weird and weak penalty calls there.
Yeah, pretty fishy game if you ask me.
This game stunk a little.
The refs was on their side.
Child.
Easy, child.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is kind of shady stuff going on.
The only thing that wasn't shady was that Quenda goal. That was beautiful.
That was magnificent.
Oh, yeah. That guy, he's a straight-up player.
Pretty sick. I saw Danny tweet this, Danny Saldana, so shouting him out, not taking credit. He said, now after we sell him for peanuts, now he starts like really fucking scoring and going, right? So that's very funny, Danny. And unfortunately, yeah, they're still going to have him for next year. So he can be their main guy next year, I feel like, with, Pedro Gonçalves still being healthy. But for this year, I watched the first 30 minutes of this game until they got the red card, and Amadorra was hanging in there. They get the benefit of having a full stadium because Sporting was right down the street, probably full of Sporting fans. But even still, that hypes you up as like a player on Amadorra. Like, well, I got a fucking sellout crowd in our house. Who cares who they came to see?
It's nice to see butts in the seats.
That's right. Let's play. So they're giving it their all, and it was actually pretty tight. Like Amadorra was going at him, and then they got this Montoya guy, and Insonias de Carvalho made the tweet of Montoya, no, what are you doing? He goes and he has a yellow card, and then he goes steps on this guy for like no reason, and he gets booked out of the game. And then I just stopped watching after that because I know like I'll end up watching like a movie or something because. What am I gonna? I know this story. I know how this ends, and it's Sporting winning.
Hey man, there's a couple games where Porto has gone up a man and still not got all the points. So anything's possible.
No, yeah, I was surprised. It took him to the second half to get a goal. Montoya, no, this is him right here. We're watching him step on this guy's foot. Some say silly yellow cards maybe got paid off to get that, but that's old Porto stuff. I don't know how much, and Benfica, so they say. I don't know how much of that is true. I'd rather not think of that. That's like rigging games and stuff like that, you know?
I know. I don't like to think of it, but it's like, I don't know. This was a pretty fishy match. The fishiest.
Let's just say the guy's a dumbass and he got a couple red cards. If you start going down that rabbit hole, you're really
but
ruining
also,
the sport for you.
End of the day, it's like Estrela Amadorra losing to Sporting 3-0. Like, that's not the biggest surprise, whether or not the refs.
Yeah, but okay, so this one. Here, they do a stupid little. They wasted a free kick, in my opinion. But then some guy goes down.
He didn't even hit his face.
What? He got hit in the chest?
Ball wasn't even going into the
And
box.
he
They were
went
passing it around half.
Oh my god, that's pathetic.
That was bullshit. Yeah.
Who's like the VAR guy? Like, what a loser. Like,
Yeah, how do you look at that in VAR and be like, oh, that's a penalty for sure?
Yeah.
What are you even looking at? Who decided, hey, let's look closer? Like,
Yeah. Who's the chump looking at this?
I would give the other guy. I would give him a card for simulation. Going down with that, just a little knock to the chest. Come on.
And you know what?
It was a play in the box, and it hit his chin and then goes to his chest. He starts rolling around on the ground, and then so that's why they go and look at it, right? And you're saying They're both. What was the word you used, Chris?
Sucky babies?
Losers. I think I called them losers.
They are losers. That guy went on the ground as a loser, and the VAR judge is a loser.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't good football. Then we get the Quenda goal, and that really seals the deal. But to get him that 1-0 over the line, Amadorra was playing them pretty tight. Had that low block going.
Quenda with a terrible knee slide attempt.
Yeah, that ground was not moist enough.
Chelsea was not happy to see that celebration.
You see that a lot with 17-year-olds. They try to do the knee slide and they just can't get it.
They just don't got the experience yet.
Oh, is that what it is?
The ground needs to be slippier too.
Ground needs to be slippier. You need to have a little bit of weight behind you. You really have to go in full thrust on that.
You can't go hard into the ground and then you'll hit it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to slide.
Yeah. Estrella put one in, offside. A lot of offsides this week.
Offside goals, yeah.
Yeah, this whole weekend was offside goals. And this one looked pretty close. I don't know.
I don't think this is offside.
They got the lines going, so they said it was, but...
I don't buy it.
57 centimeters.
But yeah, either way, Sporting, 2 Gyokeres pens, and he's not going to miss from the spot. So, good points for them.
Yeah, and then they're wearing the nice white jersey. I'll mention that. I like those. And then a lot of post-game stuff about Gyokeres. Just because he scored 2 penalties. I think Nani was on Rio Ferdinand's podcast saying, I'd like to see him at Manchester United. Once you get Manchester United's name involved, I think Fabrizio Romano made a tweet about his scoring record. When Fabrizio makes a tweet, it's like finally he's doing the Sporting guys, because usually he makes tweets about Benfica guys all the time.
No,
it's just promotion.
Sporting fans are mad that he keeps talking about him because then he's gonna get picked up.
Yeah.
Well, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Arsenal want him. I think they're gonna make a move for him.
You might think that the more he gets talked about on Fabrizio, it's like maybe that can jack up the price or whatever. It's kind of like he's doing like auction stuff. It's like, hey, here's this guy. The bids are coming in. Like he's a big part of like transfers now. He's almost like an agent.
Didn't he admit that he gets paid to make those posts?
I believe so. Yeah.
Probably by agents or someone.
Have you guys ever tried to watch his Deadline Day show? It's unwatchable. It's so pathetic. It's like 6 guys sitting on a couch all on their phone, and then one guy's trying to make content, and you're like, this is just dreadful.
I've seen him talk, and he almost look, and English is not his first language, it's Italian, but the way he talks, his cadence is almost like that Mohan guy who's like, Manchester United have made another great game. Like the way he's saying the sentences, it's like I don't think he knows the punctuation. Yeah,
the inflections are all over the place.
Yeah.
Give blood, save a life. Oh, Mohan. He's getting old now. He's got grays coming in. I feel like he's always shaving his head.
Oh yeah, he's aged since we first came out. Yeah, big time.
Sometimes he has darker hair though. I guess he dyes his hair.
Probably.
It's when you're a Manchester United fan. That's what that does to
that'll
you.
age
That
you.
will age you.
Right down.
But now I will be grandfather to beautiful Man U baby.
Okay, moving on. A lackluster Porto show up in Estoril. Marty returns to 3 in the back system, and so does the lack of goals. Both teams score from the spot to keep it leveled at halftime. Once again, an individual moment of brilliance from Golden Boy Rodrigo Mora to become the difference maker. Samu scores from the spot, and then he also scores early, which also called offside.
Mm-hmm. So Eustáquio's playing center back.
Pretty much. He's just dropping back there and distributing it out.
Is that working?
Yeah, it kind of is. And it kind of gives him like a definitive role, and I like it, and I feel like Canada needs that too. So I think it all works together.
I
Three
guess
at the back, though.
Yeah.
I guess because like he's doing, when Ruben Amorim had his sort of defenders doing 3 at the back stuff, a big part of doing that is to get that ball out along the ground and not sort of
Played in the air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess Eustáquio's doing that because he's good defensively, and then he's kind of good positionally, and he's good with the ball at his feet. I don't think the other 2 center backs at Porto were having success with the ball at their feet. There were so many problems back there. Guys were scoring because like Diogo Costa didn't have an outlet pass, or like the defender wasn't comfortable accepting the pass or releasing the pass. So that's what Eustachio was there for. He's helped them get that ball to the midfield.
It's one of those things that Pep was so good at. Pep was actually like a master class of like long balls. Like he actually had a lot of assists, especially for an old guy. But like you just bomb the ball up and find someone. And you're like, holy shit, old man Pep doing the work.
Long balls, but also on the ground too. He's a great passer.
Oh
He
yeah.
Well, it's just good to have more options back there, right? Regardless. If you're going to play in the air, you're going to play on the ground, you got more bodies back there, you're most likely going to advance it, right?
Yeah. Estoril score from the spot. I thought Diogo Costa, hot from that penalty save on international break. He almost got to it. He went the right way.
He was super close.
Yeah. But yeah, Estoril go up first. And Fabio Vieira with some nice chances too. Again, still being solid.
I think Eustachio had a really beautiful chance at one point.
Yes, towards the end.
Yeah.
Nice volley, I think.
Did like a nice little ballerina stretch to get the ball down and kick the top cheese.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Rodrigo Mora kind of back, sort of making his presence known. He was gone for a couple of weeks that we didn't really hear about him or from him, and now...
Oh, I missed him. You believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about his goal.
Magical.
He was all over that goal.
Absolute brilliance. Yeah, he drives the ball into the box, fucking backheels it to Francisco Mora, and then he gets the ball back, dekes the hell out of a defender, and puts it in the side netting. It's beautiful.
Chops him.
Yeah, a lot of confidence from somebody who's 17.
Yeah.
Insane.
I think
It's
we're
amazing.
gonna re-sign him and up the ante on the buyout clause, as we should and need to.
And that's the difference between him and Quenda. A pretty good knee slide for after the goal.
Oh, that makes all the difference in these young boys' lives. Good
Yeah,
knee slide.
you got to master that knee slide.
Yeah, you got the celebration is key. Did you see like I like these guys kind of, they're doing the classics, but they're also, putting their own spin on it. I feel like, remember we were talking about Manchester United a couple weeks ago, like they're Garnacho boys and they're just doing like, they're almost like Jason Tatum, just like doing celebrations they've seen, like trying to make their own or sort of like in a bad way, in a copycat way.
Like Garnacho's just doing all the Ronaldo things where it's like, it's nice and a nice homage to him, but at the same time you're like, what are you doing?
You have no good celebration ideas.
He's got a notebook where he's just crossing off a bunch of stuff. Like, oh, fuck, my shit sucks. Let's go back to the drawing board. Ronaldo stuff.
He ran up and then he sat on the edge and did like the arms cross posed, sat on, I guess, what would you call that, the barrier?
Yeah.
Then they called it offside. Then he scores again, and it for real this time, and he just does the same one. Why would you do that? We've already seen that one on the fake goal, and he's like, he wants it for like posterity. I don't know.
I think Patrick's right. He's got a list and he's got to cross them all off. If they're offside, then he's got to do it again.
Yeah. Well, in the highlights, maybe the offside one wouldn't show up. And
Right.
You wouldn't see that celebration.
It's weird. It's a new generation thing of like, well, this is gonna be clipped, and
Yeah.
that's what's gonna play forever. So I want that one. I want the aura, as they say. I think the best aura is you gotta come up with it your own. People can tell when you're just copying stuff.
It's true.
Knee slide's classic though. Anyone can do a knee slide.
Okay, so what about in this game? Those two guys did the Dragon Ball Z celebration. What do
Yeah,
you think of
those
that?
drill
That's
guys.
copying, but it's new to the soccer world.
I like.
There's some teams doing it. There's a lot of guys doing anime stuff.
Anime, Dragon Ball Z stuff. Okay.
Who's that guy? Is it Solanke?
He does it?
Solanke does a whole bunch. He's obsessed with anime. He does
Yeah.
Naruto stuff, Dragon Ball stuff.
I think that's pretty lame.
It's kind of cool, but you also got to remember, like, athletes or jocks are not really the most creative people in the world. Like, have you ever seen on the NFL, a team will get, like, a pick, and what they will do is they'll, even if it's not in a touchdown, they'll all run into the end zone and, like, pose in front of the camera, the entire defense. You guys seen that?
Yeah.
And it's like, every team does it, and it's like, think of something else, you know?
I like the guys that did the white chicks celebration dance. That was funny.
Yeah, do some like real shows like Mad Men. Do a Mad Men celebration,
Yeah.
Breaking Bad or something.
Yeah.
And how do
Game
you
of
do? How
Thrones.
do you do a Breaking Bad?
Ooh, cooking up some crack.
No, you gotta, you grab a pizza, you throw it in the stands.
On the roof of the net.
Shave your head, do a goatee.
Yeah.
Right there in front of
Yeah.
everybody?
Well, I'll do it before the game.
Who was it? Was it the Carolina Hurricanes? Remember when they were doing all the crazy?
Put on the hat. Sorry, go.
The Carolina Hurricanes, and they were doing all the crazy team celebrations after the game. And they're like, no one's coming to watch us. We got to start doing crazy things after the match when we win.
That worked. That worked for them.
Yeah. And they became a better team, too.
Yeah.
Because they all wanted to do the celebration. You can't do the celebration if you lose.
That's true. What a motivating factor.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to celebrate? You better get
We
out
practiced all week for the fucking celebration. We're not going to win the game? Come on, guys.
Yeah, and like, aren't they like a good team now?
They're decent, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and
decent.
I don't think that's all due to the fact that they celebrate together.
No, I don't think that's a big factor, but
They go hand in hand, though, because if you're a bad team and the coach sees you, like, working on your celebrations, I mean, you're going to be off the team.
Yeah.
Like, can you practice the actual game? Because you suck.
Yeah, why don't you work on your icings or, being on side?
yeah. Friday night, the Eagles, they mess up the Gallows 3-0 and win in Barcelos. Steady influx of goals that game. Arsenis in the 22nd, Balati in the 50th, and then Di Maria in the 97th with big hugs. Mr. Juntos.
I saw that.
The hug celebration.
We're going in depth on celebrations tonight, guys.
Yeah.
It's a light week of football, so we're going really in depth, in the weeds.
That's mostly what we talk about anyways.
Yeah. What do you think, Patrick? I think started out well. This is the type of Benfica game I love. A 3-0 win, where you don't have to stress. There's no sweating.
But I feel like all the goals are so spread out. You're like, you watch and you can just fall asleep.
It's good enough. No, the goals are spread out enough that you're like, oh, it's not completely over. They were at perfect times, kind of.
They were playing very well. They were playing fluid. They were playing liquid football. if you ask me,
You were
Liquid
saying that
football.
a lot that week.
It was liquid, don't you think?
I don't know, man. Balati's spine seems pretty crooked.
You guys ever heard of this liquid football?
He was
Yeah.
saying
Benfica
this.
has been playing liquid football.
He was saying this so much on Saturday. We were at the rave and we're all messed up. And I walked away for a bit. I came back. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Dude, I was talking to this guy about liquid football. I thought it was you, but he didn't know what liquid football was." So I'm like, "Oh, I can't be Justin." He turns back to me. I'm like, "What the hell happened?"
You're like, I don't know what liquid football is. You tell me. Is that a drink?
It was good, man. It was kind of liquid football. We got the space jerseys on.
Yeah, those are good.
They were good. They were the reason. They're one of the reasons we had to change our constitution. We had to change our Benfica constitution.
You made an amendment to the Constitution?
Yeah, because the jerseys Adidas were throwing at us were dog shit.
It's the Second Amendment now.
Yeah, that's right. The right to bear jerseys. Zeki had a chance. I like the starting lineup. They said Di Maria was back, but they didn't want to give him 90 minutes. They held him out.
You got to
till the
ease
end.
them into it.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Ease him in.
Hey, burn the old man out. And you guys are at Champions League. You can't catch Ronaldo this year.
Yeah.
All is good in the world.
Arsenis, he has a great chance right in the beginning. I'm like, this guy's fucking allergic to scoring. This guy cannot do it.
Yeah, hit the goalie in the chest.
He waits too long until the goalie's like right on top of him. It was a great move by the goalie. But then he goes ahead and he redeems himself. I didn't think he'd be the one to score, and he does. Bam, smacks it right in.
Good finish, yeah.
It's like not a spectacular goal, but it's one of those where you're like, textbook.
Textbook, yeah. I love textbook.
Liquid football.
Football, yeah, you had a good game.
Bruma's not having great games.
Still
He's
blows
having
my mind that-
moments.
It still
but
blows my mind that Bruma's there.
I thought he had a good game.
He just assisted the
Arsenal.
first goal.
I don't think, but overall, like, I don't know. His movement, his effort, his running back's not there.
I want to see Sheldrup, but he's gone. Bruma's there now.
Well, we're going to check all the ratings after.
We got Sheldrup back in, and apparently Thiago Gouveia is coming back.
Yeah, he played on the B team today, actually. He played right back.
I
Because
saw
we need a
that.
right back.
I saw that. I hate to lose, like, a nice attacking flair player for, like, right back, like Benfica does a lot. But if that's what we need, I don't know. Plug a hole, I guess.
Think Dahl can play right back. Auschwitz can play right back, we know.
Dahl did play right back this game because Thomas Arujo got hurt.
Yeah, he has
Hopefully-
muscle problems, yeah.
Hopefully it's not too serious or long, but
I thought Dahl was a right back.
he's kind of like a...
He's like a wing
He's
back.
like an arsonist. He's like another arsonist. This guy could play anywhere.
He's a
He's more of a
handyman.
winger, I suppose.
Yeah, I was personally worried about... I was not worried about Thomas Arujo, who ended up getting hurt. I was worried about Otamendi on a short little trip back from Argentina. He had to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. And
but he killed it out there.
And I was worried about him. The guy's like 37, 38 years old. He was completely fine.
I think you don't have to worry too much about him. He's fucking stone cold.
He's like the Pepe of Argentina. He's like cold, calculated. He's going to show up. He's going to make it to work on time, and he's going to play his heart out.
Mm-hmm. The ultimate professional.
Yeah.
And he doesn't run too much. He's a center back. It's not like he's killing himself out there.
Yeah, he's a center back with, you were mentioning this while we were watching the game. He's a center back with good positioning. Sometimes he makes like crazy late tackles and stuff, but for the most part, if you have great positioning, you know where everyone is, you don't have to run as much.
Guys, what about this moment? Everyone was talking about it online when the coaches went to hug.
Yeah.
And then
Cesar Peixoto.
everyone says, "Oh, good luck in the championship," or "I hope you win," or something.
He said, "Go on and win it," or something like that.
Yeah.
Which he said you would say that to Sporting also. He's just saying go.
Yeah,
win
the
it.
Sportingistas really had a field day with that one.
Yeah.
Everything they always think, they have such a victim complex. My God, these guys. Oh, poor us. Even though you get calls too. You have freaking, a great weekend of calls going your way, but still, it's those Benfica guys who they get everything. We're so hard done by. You guys just stunk for so many years. What am I supposed to say?
Like, Gil Vicente gave them the game. No, Gil Vicente sucked all year.
Mm-hmm.
It was always gonna lose.
And here's a guy who earlier in this year, Cesar Peixoto was a manager of a different team. Was it Moreirense? Took points off us. So it's not that he's laying his team down. They were trying. They just got beat. And he said what you would say after being a sportsman after a game. Hey, go on and win it. Good job.
He said, "Hey, there's not much you can do against liquid football."
The Portuguese.
You saw that one in the lip reading? He said liquid football.
Oh, he
That's
did.
exactly what he said.
The Portuguese fans are so like medieval. They just want chaos and anger all the time. And when somebody's like just nice and shows sportsmanship, they can't handle that.
No.
Well, it's like this game happened on Friday night, and then the next day Sporting played, and it was that just VAR atrocity of refereeing, and like they're all calling it out on the first night, and then the second day it's like back in their corner of like they look like the bad guys.
Yeah.
I love that. Evan, Vartrocity or Varatrocity? Which way do you guys want to go with that one?
I like Vartrocity.
Vartrocity.
That was nice, yeah.
Yeah. Man, anything else on Benfica there?
Yeah, just the upcoming schedule for Benfica is gonna be tough. I hope we can. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the Thomas Araujo injury, but the upcoming schedule is that was the makeup game against Gil Vicente. So our game from Sunday got postponed to midweek this week. So then we're playing Farense, which is a bottom tier team that should be a comfortable win, I hope. And then we get Porto on Sunday. So that's the big one. That's where we have to take 3 points if we're going to keep up with Sporting. So
Probably gonna rest players for Farense, second last team.
and that could bite you too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Be careful.
So you guys say Porto on Sunday.
That's right.
Oh, that's a big one.
This is fantastic news. So you guys have the makeup game, and then Porto.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, Porto's playing like dog shit. You guys will probably win that game.
I mean, they played well this weekend.
Yeah. And Selmy's system, we still don't know what we're doing.
It's in the Dragão, so that's always going to be difficult. Sporting has Braga. Maybe Braga can take something off Sporting. So
God, this weekend is crazy. And even Santa Clara Guimarães. This is like all the top teams playing each other.
yeah, three big games right there. So
That's the top six. Everyone in the top six is playing each other.
yeah. So hopefully we can gain. Maybe if Braga can do something, but I don't trust them to do anything.
Hey, just keep it liquid.
We keep it wet.
Keep
Keep it moist.
Keep it wet out there, boys. Easy child.
Easy job.
That's when you slide. That's when you do a slide. You're hoping it's liquid down there.
Yeah.
We're doing a knee slide.
Wait up. Can we see what Bruma got in the last game? What was his rating?
Man of the match, according to FOTMob.
Wow,
8.3.
I don't think he
We got
does
the
a lot
assist.
out there. I don't think he does a lot. I don't know.
Man of the match. You got a bone to pick with FOTMob.
Yeah,
You're a sofa score guy.
that's right.
That's the real problem.
I think we gotta talk about this Boavista thing.
Tell me more.
Well, they had they got suspended or something or sanctioned for trying to kill a goat on the field. They made a sacrifice
They sacrificed a goat. Yeah.
a goat on the field to try and change their winning ways, losing ways. I'm sorry.
And that should be allowed. That's illegal.
Is this like from Severance? This is a Severance thing? killing goats out here.
That's wild, man.
I say I don't know how. First of all, where the fuck did they get this idea? That's incredible. Like we're from that's like 18th century shit.
Yeah.
Also, like, watch the games. Like, you're not losing because you're cursed, man. You guys stink. Maybe try some more football related stuff. But no, it's very funny. Very funny story.
Well, teams are allowed to go to Fatima, right? Why can't they sacrifice a goat?
Yeah, how different is that?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of maybe because it's kind of a more evil religion. I don't know. It sounds like voodoo shit.
Yeah, I think the devil's always a goat, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
So maybe they're trying to get the devil off their backs.
Right.
By killing the goat. A poor, hopeless goat.
And then, like, how do you get the blood off the field? You know?
That's for the groundskeeper to worry.
Yeah, you keep it there.
They probably got a good drainage system there.
Yeah. I think you definitely got to keep witchcraft out of football, definitely. Is that controversial to say?
I like having it there because it gives us more things to talk about.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And this stuff doesn't make the news in North American sports, so, you know.
It should.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help them. They're still in last place. These guys stink.
At least they're trying everything.
They tried everything. They tried to get every free agent available. Like, which guy has not played in, 6 months? Let's get him on the team.
Braga beat Aruca 2-1, 2 goals before half from Ricky Horta and Racic. They seal it despite the Yellow Submarines getting on the board in the second through Treza.
Couple offside goals in this one,
Not
too.
Offside goals.
Braga, just disappointing this year. Kind of, they lost too many points in the beginning part of the year. I guess they did enough to win this game. I just hope they can show up against Sporting.
Nice to see Ricardo Horta back on the score sheet, too. Did he hit the dipper?
Yeah, you love those kind of goals. It kind of smacks off a guy and then goes up. But the Ricardo Horta goal, he placed that one.
Yeah, I think it was pure finesse. And look how well he knows how to knee slide. Yeah. That's an experienced guy right there.
He probably wasn't available, but I feel like I'd rather take Ricky Horta off of Braga than Bruma. But we got what we got. More wing stuff.
Nah, but age difference, I think, is pretty significant on that transfer. I think Bruma's got a couple of years on Ricky.
Yeah, just a couple, though.
No, Bruma's younger. Famalicão trounce Aves 4-1. The boys in blue and white keep rocking steady through the season. They're sitting in 8th place. And it's like, I don't know, I was looking at their past games, and it's like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And it's like, okay, they're doing okay. Battle of the Island Boys. 3rd minute goal from João Costa is all that's needed to help Santa Clara defeat Nacional in the Azores. Nothing says Santa Clara like a 1-0 home win there.
1-0 to the Santa Clara.
With a little dipper.
That was a big dipper.
Big dipper. A deflected dipper.
Yeah, nice goal from João Costa.
We're gonna have to get a new segment at the end of the show now. Dip of the week.
Dip of the week. Oh, huge dip. I love that's a great dip. Takes a chunk out of the defender and just goalie
can't do anything.
He looks at the trajectory and he's like, that's going way out, and then it just falls.
Yeah. Nothing like a big dip on a hot day, you know.
Big dip.
Hot day in the Azores.
Time to go for a dip.
Soaking out in the sun.
You gotta get points off though, because it's accidental. He wasn't trying to do that. Now the shot might have went in if the guy didn't defend it. So I think if you're the shooter, you're like, well, it was going in anyways. Trust me. But
it was going in the net.
I like it. Still looks cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool.
That ball was trifling.
Flukes in.
Yeah, good for Santa Clara. Like I was saying before, they're in 6th place right now.
My favorite is a chip goal. I was just watching, there's an account on Twitter called 90s football or whatever, and they were showing Totti's greatest hits. Ooh. Man, that guy could chip. He's hitting chips from almost outside the box, and the goalie's just standing there because he's trying to cut off the angle if he shoots, but then he's like, I'll just fucking chip it over you.
I'll just chip you.
At full speed?
Yeah.
Wow. It was really impressive. One of my favorite Italian players of all time, him and Del Piero.
I saw a post about him this week, and he said, I cheated on all my girlfriends, but I never cheated on Roma.
Wow. He's very proud of that, eh?
What an amazing thing to say.
What a piece of shit.
I just said I love this guy. Boy. Yeah, he's kind of pimp.
Guimarães ties Moreirense 2-2. Cape Verdean man Arcanho getting a brace. 2 goals this week, and he's on a 2-game goal streak. He's heating up. I think if you're playing fantasy, I don't know who's still doing that out there, pick up Arcanho. And then I think he scored an offside goal at the beginning, too. Just too many offside goals this week.
The offside goal count.
Yeah. Probably more than the total goal count this week. Minus penalties?
Yeah.
I think
It's
so.
up there.
Thank you for listening to the pod. Just remember, follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe wherever you get pods. Check us out on YouTube if that's where you like to listen to podcasts. We're available there. Take some time to leave a rating and review and tell people about the show. And then also we do a Patreon. So if you like some extra content, less footy focused, or you just want to say thank you for us doing this show, subscribe there. And yeah.
I recommend listening to the Patreon. You know, we all get a little more silly. We have a couple more drinks. Maybe do a zoinker. Maybe a little edible. And then we just talk our minds.
Yeah.
The edibles will really kick in at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you know this part of the show, this show is so structured. It's so like on point. It's so like focused on football. It's like we really get into the weeds of like strategy and kind of formations and stuff. On the Patreon, we just talk about whatever, you know.
Life is a highway. Yeah.
All right. England, I don't think much happened. I think Nottingham Forest won their FA Cup game.
Yeah. First time in the semifinals for a while.
Nuno, baby.
Nuno's doing it. City also advanced, so those 2 Portuguese boys. I think Bernardo Silva played a full game. So did what's that guy, Mr.
Ruben Diaz?
Mr. Ruben Diaz. I think though it was a tough game and they got saved by Marmouche after.
Marmouche, the Egyptian, yes.
So would you say they're marmouching?
Yes.
More than Braga, that's for sure.
Yeah. Ramadan is over.
That's right. That's right. We have to think about that now. Ramadan is over.
The man can eat. He has more energy.
Yeah.
More protein. No deficiency.
That's why Zeki Amdouni did not have a good game when he started last time.
Yeah.
Kokshu's been having a pretty good spell during. You know, some guys step it up during.
They do. They interviewed
Eid.
someone interviewed a Canadian guy, Ali Ahmed,
Yep.
and he's like, I play my best games during Ramadan.
Yeah, because they got God on their side.
Yeah.
It's true.
God is present.
It's true.
God leaves all the Catholic people, goes to the Muslims.
But then on Easter he comes back to the Catholic. He agrees with all 3 of the main what do you call it, monotheistic religions.
Yeah. And Ronaldo gets both. Did you see that clip of Ronaldo doing the sign of the cross and then he goes down, puts his head to the ground like a Muslim?
This is recent?
That's kind of old. I think it's from last season.
Because I remember when he did the sign of the cross because the people were like booing him, and then I don't think he ever did it again.
No, you're not allowed to do that over there.
It was kind of like showing them like, my God is better than yours.
He's like, no, go to Mecca.
Yeah, he had a nice message for all those kind of people.
Yes. Well, you have to. And happy Eid. Eid Mubarak.
Ah, yes.
Very much.
Yeah.
Eid Mubarak.
Yes. In Italy, we said earlier, AC Milan lost to Napoli. I'm sure Sergio's back in the hot seat there.
Well, speaking of Eid Mubarak, did you want to talk about the PSG game you just showed us the highlights for?
Yeah. João Neves scores for PSG. I think it was Saint Etienne they were playing.
Yep.
It's like 6-2 or something.
Wow.
I think Saint Etienne might be going down. They have a lot of first division titles, Saint Etienne.
Yes, in the past. When France was a even fair league and anyone could win.
Yeah, that's right.
And then now it's just PSG dominance. Well, even to be honest, like 10 years ago, Lyon like ran the show for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Or they won like 7 titles straight.
Yeah, they did. Until now, it's the PSG dominance, and you know what? All the Portuguese are on PSG, and I think George Mendes has a great relationship with PSG, as do Benfica. So they have João Neves, they have Vitinha, they have Gonçalo Ramos, and Gonçalo Ramos made and scored a penalty. And hopefully he gets into big form. You know what I was thinking about? Because we're coming hot off the national team, and it's like these guys who like want to be the new guys, like Gonçalo Ramos, like Jota, like you have to be undeniable. Like go out and score fucking 40 goals in a year. Then the coach has to say, You know, the coach has to say you're playing.
40's a tall ask.
40 in all competitions.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you might have to unseat like Cristiano Ronaldo.
The new standard is so high.
To pass a 42-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo in the next tournament.
Yeah.
How are you like on the bench? You know?
Well,
you're a young kid coming up. You're in your prime. Like, you should be starting, but you have to make sure that it's known. What do you think, Evan?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's sad that he's not starting every game, but at the same time, I feel like he's good enough that he could definitely start for Portugal. I think he should be. But would love to see more of him at PSG. It's kind of crazy.
I don't think you can like play liquid football with Cristiano Ronaldo.
No,
at this age,
it's not liquid at all.
You know,
it's not. It's stale water.
Yeah. You have think about it. Then you have my dream is for this Portuguese team is then you only have one guy who doesn't track back or press, and that's Rafael Leão. And you just give him the ball, and he kind of cherry picks and makes a crazy run and does shit like
his
that.
Thing.
Yeah.
Sporting have also agreed to the signing of, I don't know how to say this guy's name.
Take a stab at it.
Kocherashvili.
Georgian player for 5.5 mil. So just getting out there early with the signings.
Okay.
Georgia's coming up,
Yeah, Georgia.
With all these crazy guys with crazy names.
Georgia.
They say, careful now, child.
Have you ever heard of this guy? There's a new Greek guy who's really good. Have you guys been hearing about him at all?
Yeah.
Pavlidis?
Greece is back. No, not Pavlidis. I think he's like a midfielder, a good gun. I bring it up and I don't even know the freaking guy's name, but
Karagounis?
yes, it's
No,
like Karagounis.
Greece too.
Greece too. That movie was not good, man. They should have never made that. That was like one of the big first sequel flops. It's this guy, Konstantinos Karetsas. He plays on Genk.
Genk, yes. I think you're right.
17-year-old Wonder Kid.
There's another guy. This guy, Solis, on Bruges. This guy's also a fucking baller.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was watching him in, I don't know if it was Europa League or Champions League, but like, he fucking did some damage. He's actually fantastic.
Well, you know what? Benfica has a good relationship with the Greeks, These two guys, maybe we bring him in for Pavlidis, get him a little lunch table of his own, kind of, because he doesn't want to hang out with the Turks,
You guys want to go back to the Greeks?
You want more Greeks?
Well, if they're Wonder kids, I say okay. And Greece is on a comeback,
You bring these Greeks, these Turks, you're not liquid anymore.
They won't pass to each other.
No.
I'm just saying, Genk and what was the other team? Bruges. That's the thing where you don't go straight to the Premier League. You need to step to Benfica, and then we take you to the Premier League.
And like, Portuguese teams can afford Genk.
Yeah,
they can afford Genk guys.
Genk sounds like a weird street drug.
You want that Genk?
Let's go get that Genk.
I want to get ganked up, man.
I'm all gacked up on Genk.
And then Porto are looking at 26-year-old Rio Ave striker Clayton. Could be interesting.
He's pretty good. We played against him the other week.
Yeah, he's
dangerous.
He's been doing damage.
They're interested, in a 26-year-old striker in his prime in the league, eh?
Yeah.
That tells me we sell Samu for as high as we can, maybe to some Spanish team, and then we make a little purchase off Rio Ave. We make a little profit there, so because we still need a striker to compete, obviously, right?
I feel like Samu's stocks are a little bit down. He's been quiet. I feel like in January, like, a lot of goals there.
Right.
But at this point, unless he like really hits a big stride in the second half of the season, I don't know. I don't think he's going for anything spectacular over the winter over the summer. Sorry,
he'll do another year.
Yeah, I hope so. I think we would benefit greatly from that.
Agreed. I'm just like thinking ahead of like they got money problems over there.
Village Boy has just been trying to fix that. He's been doing.
I heard.
He's been fixing the books.
My father said that he put his own money into the team. Ooh, I think that's just good PR.
Really,
saying, like, look, this guy cares so much. He's putting his own money into the guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if he did. He's filthy rich.
He's got all that China Super League money. Rui Costa would never do that. Oh, wasn't it Rui Costa's birthday yesterday or today?
Hey, happy birthday, Rui Costa.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, local. Toronto FC. They drew. Vancouver 0-0.
0-0. Vancouver, yeah. They fought pretty well. They didn't play too bad. 0-0 against Vancouver, one of the best teams in the league.
Patrick was in attendance on a rainy day.
Ooh.
It was pretty liquid football there, literally.
Different type of liquid.
Yeah.
Insigne on the field again?
He was for like the whole match, yeah.
Ah, did you see Ferdinando out there doing interviews?
No, I should have
He's out
dropped
there.
in.
He's out there with the Fan First Network. Shout out to those guys. They're awesome.
And that's a callback to one of our first interviews we ever did during the pandemic. We were on Ferdinando's show. It was like a Lazio show or something.
No, Kicking Cleats.
Kicking Cleats.
But now he's been absorbed by Fan First Network.
Oh, why don't we get absorbed by Fan First Network? Or
we're
maybe
already absorbed by Palma.
right, we got absorbed by Palma. I forgot.
Show some respect.
The Fan First guys, they come to all the York games. They're great. They're really good people.
Of course.
Yeah.
They do sort of like Arsenal fan TV after the games.
Yes.
Oh,
Talking
I
to
see,
people.
I see.
Unrated. But they have like a whole thing where it's like they've divided into like separate channels where it's like they have like a Leafs channel and a Raps channel and a Blue Jays channel. Like they're all over the city.
Oh, very good.
They're actually expanding pretty quickly. It's nice to see.
Cool,
Get in
yeah.
there.
Do they have characters yet? Because Arsenal Fan TV,
Oh,
they
yeah.
really focused
Oh, they
on
got
characters.
characters.
Yeah.
There's some crazy Scottish lady that goes to all the Leafs games.
Oh, right.
Oh, I saw her.
Exactly. That's Fan First.
She's a little weirdo. She's a little
Yeah.
freaky.
She is freaky. I did see her freaky interview.
Yeah.
She said she distracted the whole team because of her massive tits, right?
Yeah.
And they were big.
Yeah.
Giant. Yeah, Fernando's on with those guys now. He's on
And
their team.
Congrats to him. That's good for him.
All right. York United kit launch. Talked about it earlier. These are the new kits.
Those are nice.
They're
clean.
beautiful. Beautiful. The away kits look a lot like Sporting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, season starting April 13th, home opener. Come on out, baby.
And what's the make of this?
Macron.
Macron.
Yes.
Hey, big kit maker, Macron.
Been with Macron since day one in the league.
Yeah. They do good stuff.
Yeah.
Macaron from day one.
They won.
The whole
yeah.
league's got Macron, right?
Yeah, the whole league. But every team designs their own jerseys. Like we design it in house.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Then they bring it to life. Other news? Anything else?
No?
No. Covered it all. Stonk of the week.
Oh, God.
I think you got
Dip of the
one of
week.
those floaters. Yeah.
Dip of the week. João Costa on Santa Clara.
Sure.
Let's go.
I thought the dip of the week was me putting this giant chewing tobacco in my lip.
Yep. That's you. João Wonder.
Uh-oh.
I mean, there's not too much to choose from. I really like that Rodrigo Mora. I like what he did out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
But I also like Nuno Espirito Santo for taking that team to the semifinals.
Oh. And what about Quenda?
He
You don't
played
like that
nasty
game.
too.
Nah, yeah, that game was fishy.
That game was stinky.
Yeah, he played well, but it was decided on penalties, and they had like 3 red cards. I don't know. I'm always down for Mora. That's my vote.
Yeah, I'll do that. I can't wait for George Jesus to get a new job.
Then we give it to him.
Okay, give it to the
Wait
kid.
till I get a new job. Then you guys gotta give it to me.
Oh,
Well, yeah, we might.
might have to.
Get a job, Grouch. Thanks once again for listening. Hit us up on social, Portugal_Corner on X. That's Portugal Corner on Insta. Join us on Patreon. Listen to Talking Portugal in the Corner. Email us at portugalcorner@gmail.com. Subscribe wherever your podcast. Take a minute to leave a rating or review. Tell your friends. Spread the word. Yeah, that's it. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.
See you now, child.
All right, child.
All right, guys. Peace.